And this is the exclusive on India Business Hour tonight. Global pharma major Abbott is all set to withdraw two of its latest generation coronary stents from India. The firm believes to have filed an application with the government for the withdrawal. Vikas Dandekar joins us now with the details. Vikas, so this seems to be on the back of the Indian government's decision to cap the prices of stents. Abbott, I understand, has now written to the NPPA seeking the withdrawal of two of its stents. How significant is this from the market's perspective? How significant is this for patients?
Yeah, this is a very significant step from Abbott, considering that the company has been actually very aggressive on its India investment plans. In February, the government took a call, National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, to really cap stent prices, both types, drug-eluting stents and bare metal stents. Abbott had introduced two of its latest generation stents, one in 2012 post its regulatory approval, and the other, which was Alpine, its drug-eluting stent in 2016, last year. And, post the discussions with NPPA, it's notified to the regulator that they intend to withdraw the two stents from the Indian market, citing commercial non-viability. The big disappointment that they have shown is that the government has not actually found any differentiation in the technology used for the bioresorbable stent, which is absorbed, and the other stents. So it's definitely a disappointing step. We checked with Abbott, and they have confirmed that particular move.
Okay, Abbott confirming the CNBC TV 18 news break. But Vikas, is this only the start? Are we likely to see other manufacturers and especially other MNCs follow suit?
We do, have some indication of simmering disappointment because of these steps. Though the government has been adamant on saying that the landed price of these stents should be within 29,600, and what it has done is actually cut the margins of the doctors and the hospitals, and it's been keeping a very strict vigil on the hospital charges. It's also even fined and got some recoveries from the hospitals which had gone to the patients. The overall intention, even Abbott has mentioned that it is actually in line and in consonance with the government intention of bringing down prices of stents to an affordable level. But for certain technologies which they have actually used in its research, that's where the difference comes, and they have expressed their disappointment and unwillingness to continue with these two particular stents.
Okay, Vikas, my final question to you, is there a degree of caution when it comes to the mood in the pharma sector? You know, we heard from the Prime Minister talking about how doctors should only prescribe generics. The Medical Council of India, very categorically says that it should be in eligible writing, and that was as per the government notification. The government notification nowhere says that that doctors cannot prescribe branded generics, for instance. Is there a sense of caution within the pharma industry on where things are headed from a regulatory point of view?
Absolutely. There is a lot of disappointment. We've broken earlier news also that the Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance actually wrote to the Niti Aayog expressing, concerns about the growth of the industry and how, the domestic market, which has been thriving, might actually collapse if these steps are taken. Particularly in the case of branded generics to the generic shift, there have been several challenges. It has been experimented in the past also, but somehow it doesn't look like it's very easily implementable. Of course, one will have to take cognizance of the issue that even in the branded generics promotion, there is a lot of corruption. Companies do take to means which are not right in terms of pushing medicine. So the step there also is right. But to take an extreme of generic, prescriptions might create several hurdles. Probably we are not ready for that just yet.
Okay. Let's just get a quick reaction, and Vikas, hang in there. We've got Dr. Naresh Trehan joining us. Dr. Trehan, thanks very much for joining us. I wanted to understand from you what you believe could be the implications of Abbott's decision to withdraw two of its latest generation coronary stents. Alpine is one of them, but of course the X-Science gold standard range will continue. What is this now going to mean as far as patients are concerned, with Abbott saying that these two stents are not going to be commercially viable with the price caps?
You know, this had to happen, and we had already talked about it, the fact that if the price cap was given at 30,000 for a particular generation of stents, it was okay. And new technology coming down the pike will always have a higher price at origin, and transfer price would be higher. So I think that from that point of view, the government will have to deal with this issue, when to allow new technology to come in, because we don't want to get obsolete in our ability to service our patients first in India. And the other is a bigger implication is that the patients have stopped coming from overseas because this news has spread that the latest stents are not available in India. Now that's a very bad message to go out. So we must take quick action to assess and do whatever dispensation has to be done for new technology should be looked at, and some policy decision given quickly. Otherwise, we'll lose a lot of ground. And I think this is just the beginning, and also a warning sign for us. I'm sure this will have a reaction from the agencies on fixing prices and all that. There is provision in this whole thing in the government that they can actually provide the details of the new technology and ask for a better price, but the process may take a long time. So I think that if the agencies are absolutely on the ball to see how to deal with new technology, we can mitigate this problem. But I think this is just the beginning of this new technology problem.
So you anticipate that other MNCs may in fact follow what Abbott has decided to do, which is withdraw its new generation coronary stents?
If you look at it in perspective, it was a good move by the government to cap the prices of the already existing standardized stents, which also include the drug-eluting stents. Point is that stent technology is actually evolving, and that the deficiencies that are present in the stents today, where they have still a significant restenosis rate, and also the special situation stents, will cost more. The new technology will cost more. So whatever the transparent transfer prices and whatever margins are to be allowed as a policy should be announced very quickly, so that we don't lose the advantage that we have in India, that we have a very highly skilled cardiology force which can give good results. But it should not be policy paralysis in this whole situation, because we'll lose a lot of ground.
Okay, we'll lose a lot of ground, and the government needs to step in and try and address some of the concerns around this issue. Dr. Trehan, Vikas, thanks very much for joining us, breaking that story, and Dr. Trehan for reacting to that news break. But let's go to the